I would make it this far. They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic gotta say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot, wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this, go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand, ayy. We on overtime, you don't need to understand, ayy. You just show them how to do it when you don't know what to say. Tell me how you plan to win if you plan to play the same. Moving fast, already gone, yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog, just let me relax. Stop assuming what we doing. Keep it moving, what we doing. Cause it can get big right. Cause it can get big right. Cause it can get big right. Ay, please don't play no games with me, I promise I'm too much. Ay, I can never let up even if you had enough. Ay, this ain't for the faint of heart, we always playing rough. I had enough, it ain't luck. I needed a vision, I needed ambition, I needed a mission to beat this submission with no intermission. I see the collision, the crash in the distance, they coming off track, no. Now when they ask what's the motive, don't talk like the show them. They all about to see what I mean in the moment. I gotta keep going, I'm shaking the dice and I'm keeping it rolling. They already know. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand, ayy. We on overtime, you don't need to understand, ayy. You just show them how to do it when you don't know what to say. Tell me how you plan to win if you plan to play the same. Moving fast, already gone, yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog, just let me relax. Stop assuming what we doing. Keep it moving, what we doing. Cause it can get big right. Cause it can get big right. Cause it can get big right.
ATP, salute to everybody in the building, man. Clap it up for yourselves again, man. Let's get it going. It's the boxing tape, man. It's the boxing tape. Salute to everybody in the building. Of course, as you are stepping into the building, take a moment, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well. We got some things to talk about today, right? Obviously. I mean, listen, man. This past 24 to 48 hours this is part of the boxing game that I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not a big fan of this part of the boxing game, right? And we're going to talk about it because that is what is on the algorithm right now, what is jumping on the algorithm right now. But unfortunately, what's going on inside of the ring is one part of boxing, and that's what we love, right? That's what we love to talk about here. That's what we love to build on here. But then there's always the outside antics that unfortunately affect what can happen and what does happen in the ring at times, and that is unfortunate. But it is what it is. The elephant in the room, right? I mean, on one side of a conversation or one side of the talk point, you have Oscar De La Hoya clearly having issues with the way he's managing fighters, and this is a consistent pattern of Oscar De La Hoya, and it's showing up this time in a different way. And here Oscar De La Hoya is trying to, I guess, and that's what the conversation is going to be about today, right? Is Oscar De La Hoya just doing his job? Is that what's going on? Is he just doing his job and people just don't understand that? And unfortunately, at times, is Oscar De La Hoya's job to stop a fight from happening? Is that his job at times? I'm being serious too, because I think the easy thing to say is, hell no, his job is to make fights. Oscar, your job is to make fights, not to stop fights from happening. But at the same time, I mean, he has to take his fighter's best interest into consideration. And if he considers getting the fighter as much money as possible, getting him his biggest paydays, is Oscar De La Hoya's position on some topics no fight? That's my position. My position is it's not the right time. It's not the right price. It's not the right place. It's not the right fighter. I mean, yeah, right. There can be an argument there one way and the other. But then at the same time, some people might argue that Oscar De La Hoya's job is to get his fighter the biggest fights and also to, execute on the fighter's aspirations, what the fighter wants to do. And at times with Oscar De La Hoya, it does seem like there's a conflict of interest with the way he delivers on his promise to his fighters and to the boxing space. And what it looks like is sometimes it's just like you're sabotaging fights, right? So that could be problematic, right, ladies and gentlemen? That could be problematic if Oscar De La Hoya's position is that way. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that and get a little deeper than that to that, little deeper into that today. Guys, we're like about 10 days, 9 days away from the Andy Cruz, Raymond Mortala card, right? That's going to be a very interesting card, very interesting fight. The 135-pound division is a division that is jumping off. We already know there's a new generation of contenders that are stirring up the pot at 135 right now. This on the back end of the 135-pound best fighter, number one fighter in Shakur Stevenson, competing at 140 pounds at the end of this month to get himself a WBO lineal champion. And although Shakur Stevenson has communicated on his plans to just beat Teofimo, vacate that belt, or he's led us to believe he's willing to do that, to come back down to 135 pounds and defend his title and unify and make all the biggest fights he can at 135 pounds, we still have to consider the fact that things can change. And ultimately, he won't be competing in his next fight at 135. But now, with the introduction of Javier Herrera as some sort of an interim WBC title holder, we have obviously Andy Cruz and Raymond Mortala that'll be fighting for that IBF title, and of course, who do we have down there in the WBO? My guy, right, Mr. Ohio's finest, Abdullah Mason, is a WBO champion. We got a whole new generation, and and then there's Gervonta Tank Davis, right? He is the WBA champion. On paper, right? He is a WBA champion. And unfortunately, in the past 24 hours, news has circulated as the Miami Police Department has officially made a press conference to say that Gervonta Tank Davis is I don't want to say he's a fugitive. I'm not going to say that, but there is an active warrant that the U.S. Marshals are trying to execute on Gervonta Tank Davis right now, who seems to be reaping the oats that he sowed back in October with whatever that situation was with the young lady who worked at the Gentlemen's Club in Miami Gardens. This is coming full circle now, and seems that Miami is in position now and have built up enough evidence to want to move forward with a charge on Gervonta Tank Davis. Nonetheless, understanding, guys, his personal life is not our business. We're not here to pass judgment on Gervonta Tank Davis, but as a boxing community, where do our concerns lie when it comes to Gervonta Tank Davis's personal issues? Well, some people might want to take position and take this opportunity to rub this in the face of some fans. You can do that if you want to. I mean, I do understand the war that's going on in the boxing YouTube streets between Gervonta Tank Davis fans and, let's say, Devin Haney fans or Shakur Stevenson fans or things of that nature. So this might be a great opportunity to rub that in their face. But ultimately over here, we aren't really concerned about those things so much as we are concerned about the flow of the division, right? And the 135-pound division needs active fighters who can defend their titles, willing to defend their titles. And in an ideal situation, we'd like our fighters to pursue unifications and try to unify divisions and become undisputed champions and lineal champions. We want to see all that legacy stuff, that stuff that doesn't matter. All the legacy stuff, we want to see that come full circle and work out for us as fans. So is Gervonta Tank Davis in position to deliver that to fans today? We'll talk about it. I'll try to tread lightly, but at the end of the day, listen, man, this is part of the game. I didn't write the rules. You know what I'm saying? I'm just following the rules. And the rules of the game here, creating content on boxing, is we want to push boxing. And right now, it doesn't look like Tank Davis can push boxing, even if he wanted to. There's an argument there to say that he doesn't even care to do that. But even if he wanted to, it doesn't look like he's in a position to do that. So we got to talk about the WBA's position on this topic and matter. And what are they willing and ready to do at this point to get that division going? I mean, Floyd Schofield Jr., bless his soul, is waiting on the sideline trying to figure out what Tank Davis is going to do so he can make his next move. I'm sure Lucas Body's interested in this topic as well, as these guys are in line to be challenging and going for their opportunity to become WBA champions, and they sound very eager to also participate in the 135-pound division conversation. So we'll talk about that as well, man. We got to talk about all that, right? And, you know, we'll fit that inside of an hour and a half. The phone lines will be open as well. Do I have it open here? I believe I do. The phone lines are open, so feel free to call in, communicate how you feel about this situation. Also, we could talk about a face-off between Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson that kicked off yesterday. A great a little face-off, right? You know how those go. It's only about 11, 12 minutes long, but at the end of the day, a lot of good things was communicated there. Guys, I got to be honest with you guys also. I like this Teofimo a little bit. You know what I mean? I like him. I mean, clearly Teofimo is looking at this with a very serious eye. He understands what this is. You can tell. Call it nerves, call it anxiety, call it focus, whatever it is. He's not moving the way he moved when he was fighting, you know, an Arnold Barboza, right? Or when he was fighting, let's say, a Steve Claggett. He's not moving that way. He knows what he has in front of him. And I like this dialed-in version of Teofimo Lopez. We'll talk about that, Shakur Stevenson's position and that face-off. Maybe we'll highlight some moments there and whatever else is going on. What's going on in the chat, by the way, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on in the chat? Salute to everybody in the building. I'm trying to like communicate with you guys better and be more interactive with you guys, right, on a positive level. So feel free to communicate if there's any topics that you'd like to talk about that we haven't talked about, or that you'd like us to highlight a little bit more. But we're going to carry it how we carry it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me go ahead and do a quick little roll call. Shout out to Flexing and Stepping in the building with the What Up Clay. So what's good, Flexing and Stepping? SOB TV in the building. Salute to you, King. Ill Will 085 in the building. Salute to you. My guy HLD1 with the peace sign. Salute to you, King. Hope everything's good, man. The spiritual ministry. Good morning, Queen. How you doing? How you doing, Queen? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ill Will said, I feel like this is a media ploy to see the interest for value. They fight end of March. They still got 2 weeks. Nah. Sorry, guys. It's not a media ploy. Tank Davis is dealing with real legal issues. This is real life stuff that's happening. And, you know, unfortunately, we make everything about boxing, and sometimes things aren't just about boxing. Some real life sometimes is just real life, right? And when you're dealing with these things, you just got to be a more responsible adult and kind of carry yourself accordingly. This is when your real life bleeds into the boxing space. And now we have content creators across the space, you know, in their thumbnails, and they're building this up. And, you know, it's part of the, you know, this is what it is. You got to carry yourself accordingly. You know what I'm saying? HLD said, according to the latest from Eddie Hearn, Oscar De La Hoya is exclusively in talks with him and called out Rick the Clown as not the point of contact to make the Ortiz versus Boots. We'll talk about it, because I do see Oscar De La Hoya seems to be having a change of heart, as he has not moved on, and he is looking to make this fight happen. And he replies, right? Oscar De La Hoya says, listen, I'm trying to get the money, and I need you to let me do my job. And I got to be honest with you guys, when I saw that, I was split. I'm like, hey, is Oscar doing his job, and we just being hard on Oscar? Is he just trying to do right by his fighter, and we're not allowing him space to do his job? Or is he getting in the way of a fight happening at the end of the day? Is it as simple as that from a fan's point of view, what Oscar's doing? So we'll talk about it. We'll see, right? We'll talk about it. Mr. Big Play Brain in the building. Salute, King. Said, question, can Ortiz just fight Boots and pay Golden Boy promotion fees? Or does Golden Boy have to sign off for him to fight? That's a good question. I don't know. I'm going to talk to the panel when I bring Ray and Angelo and Ray up here. Maybe they can. I don't know. I would think that he has contractual obligations to his promoter, and that he can't just move and do what he feels like doing. But that's a good question, man. Can he just tell Oscar, hey, bro, I'm going to shoot you your little percentage, and we're going to take it from here? shut your ass up and you let me do what I got to do? That's a good question, man. HLD says Florida not playing. U.S. Marshal about to find and extract tanky Maduro. Hey, man. Roger that in the building. Clay, what's good with you, fam? Says, does Tank still have the belt? Yeah, he does. And that's what we got to talk about, right? Shout out to Barry Murray in the building. Says, Andy Cruz will clean out the 135-pound division. Hashtag undisputed. Hey, maybe he will, man. Andy, listen, man, I saw Andy doing some mitt work the other day with Jerron Boots Ennis. He's looking good. He's looking clean. Listen, at the end of the day, the name of the game for me when it comes to this Andy Cruz conversation is, does the Bozy Ennis system line up and fit Andy Cruz's style of fighting? Is Andy Cruz built to take shots? Is that chin sturdy? Jack Catterall took some shots. Stephen Fulton is taking some shots. Shit. Jerron Boots Ennis is taking some shots. And Andy Cruz is taking some shots. When we look back into the Antonio Moran fight, and we look back into the Omar Salcito fight, we saw that he got hit with some shots and at times got buckled. So that's what my question is Andy Cruz, is the Bozy Ennis version of Andy Cruz the best Andy Cruz, and give this Andy Cruz the best chance at becoming undisputed at 135? We can talk about that a little later, right? Because that's what it comes down to, is Andy Cruz approach to this with Bozy Ennis, is this the best way for him to fight? I don't know. I question it at times. Shout out to my guy Blaze, pound for pound in the building with Clay, Mr. Lightning Box. Clay. No doubt. Salute, family. What's good with you, King? Mr. Lightning Box says Tank is facing some serious charges, one being attempted kidnapping, which if convicted could bring up to 30 years. Football numbers. Can't play with the law, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, I was talking to my circle of friends yesterday and explaining to them the kidnapping charges are big numbers, man. That's a huge charge, man. I mean, more than likely with numbers that big, I wouldn't even expect to see Tank Davis go to trial on this and even play his luck. More than likely going to plead out to something if that's truly one of the charges on the table. And from what I'm understanding, things in the videotapes right now corroborating things that the victim said when she pressed charges. Ugh, it's sticky icky. I don't want no parts of it. Wish him the best on that one. But that WBA title, I might need you to come up off of that, player. Come up off of that WBA title, you heard? Let's see here. Ray Davis in the building. I see you in the back, Ray. I see you, King. Let me see who else is here if I'm missing anybody before I go ahead. Polo Book in the building says, what going on in here? What's up? With the picture of Coach Hector Bermudez. Coach has been, this video be going viral with Coach winking at Scooby when he took that knee. Yeah, that thing right there has been going viral, bro. What y'all trying to say about my guy, man? What the OG Coach Hector Bermudez, man? What exactly are you guys insinuating with that video that's circulating? That's diabolical. That's what that is. That's diabolical. Y'all got to just relax. Y'all got to relax, man. Let's see. Isaiah, man, in the building says Hush Money coming in. Isaiah, Hush Money ain't going to get you out of this one. Hush Money already went in. Remember when you heard that the young lady dropped the civil charges, dropped the lawsuit? Remember, that's when the Tank fan base was celebrating, said, I told you, she was just wanting money. But they still got U.S. Marshals looking for him. Unfortunately, my guy, the Hush Money might not be an option on the table for the young bull out of Baltimore. It may not be an option. He might have to literally prove his innocence or get ready to pay his pay the cost to be the boss. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Polbuck says, nah, we like Coach B. No doubt, for sure, man. Kaisu in the building, 953 says, salute, man. Don't miss me. I'm not late. The best comes to those who wait. Hey, early Kasu, 953. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to hit this 3,000 subscriber mark, man. It's taking a long time, man. I need you guys to make sure that you spread the news. Let everybody know what's going on. Shout out to everybody on the X world. Shout out to everybody on Facebook. If you're in here right now, follow, I guess, where you're at, but, come to the YouTube channel, hit the like button. Let's have this thing go and buzz. We can do what we got to do. But in the meantime, before we start the build, you already know how we got to carry it. Shout out to my guy, Angelo Reyes Boxing. My God, 2 times, so 2 times for the round of applause. 2 times. Hello, gentlemen. How we doing today, gentlemen? You know what I'm saying? Long time no see. It's been a whole 24 hours. How's everything been? Anything changed by the kids?
Yeah, no, a lot of news, certainly, and I'm with you, Clay. I don't know why it's taking so damn long to get to 3,000. I think we're giving some of the best quality content out there. Like good, respectful debates, bro. Actual information, not a yelling match. Well, sometimes, right? not too much, though. Not too much, right?
And yeah, man. But I think we're delivering. I think we deliver. I think we're delivering, man. So I don't know. I don't know why either. You know what it is? I'll be honest with you, and I've thought about it. I think about it, obviously. I mean, I think about these things, and I say to myself, you know what it is? We're just not rage baiting, and we're not, you know what I'm saying? We're not caught up in, you know what sells. You know what it is. We know what it is, and we're not
trying to whore ourselves out there.
We're not trying to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? Not for that. I whore myself out to like a network to cover sports and, you know what I mean, do my job, and where maybe, you know, if you pay me enough.
Don't say that on record now, damn it.
But I just can't do it for this, man. I can't rage bait, man, because I could have easily just put together a very great thumbnail with Tank Davis maybe sad and some fans, you know. I could have really pissed off the space and got a nice crowd in here, but it's just not me. I'm not into that.
They waiting for that. They can't wait.
I can't do it, man. It's not for me, man. It's not for me. But we got to talk about the elephant in the room. So, of course, we'll talk about the Tank Davis situation in reference to how it affects the boxing, right, in the division, and you know, the pressure, where the pressure needs to be, right, guys. We got the pressure. The WBA's got to act on this, man. They gotta speak to the elephant in the room. And I know you guys got hopes. I know the hope is that this will figure itself out, because at the end of the day, Tank Davis is a big cash cow. Good to be in a Tank Davis business as long as Tank Davis is inside of the ring, right? You want to be in that business. You want to keep your belt in the conversation, but at some point or another, is he going to be in the ring or not? Let's be real about it. Shout out to Polo Buck with the $10, funky 10 ball for the Ock, man. Man, thank you, man. Assalamu alaikum to my brother Polo Buck, man. He got the crazy thumbnail with the Hector. Yo, they killing Coach Hector Communities for that wink, man. That wink was like, do you think if he knew he'd have been caught on camera, giving him that wink, that he would have done it?
You know what, man? Everybody, like it's just a memeable moment because, you know, Kurt Scobie was on his knees, and I don't think anything of it. I think that Scobie looked at him and was like, is this okay? Or, you know, like, hey, and Hector was probably
I feel like it was a I'm good confirmation. I'm just taking that knee. Hector was just like, I know you good, bro. Take that knee. I know you good. I know you're not hurt. Like, you know, I think he was just looking at him like, if you were my coach, I'm in the ring, I'm looking at you like, don't get nervous, bro. I'm just let me get this breather. And you're looking at me like, I know, man. Take the knee, bro.
No, and again, it is what it is. They want to make memes. They want to, you know, they're doing it to Devin Haney. You know, they do that, man. They
got my guy, Coach Hector, for the bad things, man. Come on, man. Shout out to my coach, man. My God, man.
Hey, that means Ray? That's crazy. Don't fall on your face, bro. They will put you online.
Oh yeah, bro. You can't fall short out here, man. It is what it is, man. Shout out to my guy ETB in the building. Everything boxing in the building, man. Salute. Let me see here. The box icon says just dropping by to hit the like button. Keep up the grind. No doubt, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for stopping by, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. So we can speak directly to the elephant in the room so that we can get to the I don't want to say real boxing talk, but at the end of the day, it is boxing talk, because you know why, bro? Andy Cruz and Raymond Moritalo is going to be going in next week. That IBF title is going to potentially be around the waist of Andy Cruz or whoever else is if Raymond Moritalo wins the fight, whatever it might be. You know, 135 seems to be getting a little bit of traction going on. And I'll be honest with you, I'm going to give respect to Javier Herrera, who I think kind of made the division a little bit more interesting with his performance last weekend, right? Yeah. He made the division a little more interesting, but at the same time, man, damn, bro, this Tank Davis thing has been hovering over the 135-pound division for a year now. It's been, let's be honest. This has been hovering over the 135 since Frank Martin, right? No, since Lamont Roach.
Definitely Lamont Roach. That's March of 2025. But just the whole Tank Davis thing has been like, I mean, come on, man. When are you gonna fight somebody or are you just gonna, as they say, shit or get off the pot, right?
I mean, I think the U.S. Marshals have made up that if you ask the U.S. Marshals right now, if I had a link up over there who could take up the fourth box here on the screen, they'd be like, "Hey, we're telling you, he's not part of your conversation. I don't know what y'all waiting on, but yeah, he ain't fighting nobody no time soon. We on that ass. So
right.
Don't even ask. It's not about him making a fight anymore, is it?
Yeah, no. Just shout out to Tommy Lee Jones because he about to catch this dude, bro.
At the fugitive. You're diabolical.
Unfortunately, listen, man. I gotta make light of it. Unfortunately, it's a bad situation. It's somebody else's unfortunate endeavors. That's their shit they chose to be in. But at the end of the day, man, this guy has been, and you're right, Clay. It was at the end of the Frank Martin situation. At fight, he came to some allegations that he got wiped under the rug, and that was his first arrest. And then he had something after that. Prior to Lamont Roach, which pulled apparently the Shakur card away from everybody, and then he had some other allegations after that. Guy's a continuous fire. He's a fireball rolled downhill into a city of gasoline, and it's just. I mean, it was bound to happen, bro. But it is what it is. Go ahead, continue. My bad.
Ain't no bad rebuilding. Yeah. Go ahead, Ray.
I was just gonna say, look, man, listen. I care about boxing. I care about the sport of boxing and it continuing to move. And like we talked about on Tuesday with this whole Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis thing, it's like, bro, do some or don't, but it's moving and it's moving without you. And if you think about the 135-pound division, look how much it's already moved. We already had Shakur fight William Cepeda. Then we already got Abdullah winning a world title fighting an undefeated Sam Noakes. Then we just got Javier Herrera fighting for against Ricardo Nunes. Those are all number one, number twos fighting for a belt. And then next week we're gonna have Raymond Murataya fighting Andy Cruz. Bro, Gervonta Tank Davis has not been in any of these I'm fighting the best conversations for like 2 years, man.
And nor has he shown any interest, right? That's the worst part about it. He's not even interested. He's letting you know he doesn't want to do it. He's talked about retirement. And I guess what I'm saying is I think he's made a very clear point. I think he's given the WBA more than enough information for them to make a decision at this point. And you combine that with, right, Angelo? Compound that with, add to what he's said on without the charges. Now you have these charges. You got the U.S. Marshals looking for him. Come on, the WBA needs to act in the interest of boxing, right? In the interest of the division at this point,
right? And that's the other thing too that I was saying off record, off camera. But Ray, think about this idea, right? How many other divisions have we seen the WBA do that weird ass where they got an interim champion and then a regular champion and then a super champion, right? Where they do that weird shit. So why is it that they're so hung up on Tank Davis that I don't have an interim 135, regular 135? I mean, put Tank Davis on champion recess for all I care. But, I got Floyd Schofield right up there at number 1 for the WBA. Lucas Body at number 2 for the WBA. Like, why are we not like what's going on, bro? What sanctioning fee has Tank Davis paid?
Exactly.
So much loyalty, bro. I don't understand.
Reyes, we complain about that, right? We say we know you guys position the big stars to get opportunities to become champions because we know the sanction. We get it. We don't like that part either. We want the guy who deserves it to have it, whether he's popular or not. We want if he gets it in the ring. But this doesn't even make any sense. He can't even make you any money. He can't even fight. So you can't even get. So what is going on here? The hopes are, the only thing I can surmise is that the hopes are this guy makes a fight and, he has this under control or something, right? Already, Jake Paul, Netflix has pulled away from the situation. even if you would have put Tank Davis in a fight right now with Manny Pacquiao, that press conference would be a straight circus with the amount of questioning and things that, the attention that would come away from the sport and be all focused on him dealing with his personal issues. We're talking about a big money fight here. Are you ready to give Tank Davis 40 million, 35 million, whatever that number is, to make a fight with Manny Pacquiao? Can you count on him being there right now? I mean,
look, like that's such a good point, bro, because there's a lot of so as you know, Clay, I mean, I have to pay attention to what's going on in the MMA world and everything, and there's a lot of like things that are being said both positively and negatively about Dana White because he's the face of it. But one of the things that Dana has consistently stuck to is when they ask him about, hey, are you going to give this guy a chance or are you going to give that guy a chance? He always says, well, you guys have already seen that you can't count on this guy. So how can I give him a chance if I can't count on him? And I'm not talking about some nobodies, by the way, for you guys who are casuals in the UFC. He's talking about John Bones Jones.
Right.
They straight up asked him about John Jones, and he said, I can't count on him. You guys can't count on him. So how could I possibly allow him to be a part of X card, whatever it is, White House or whatnot? It's like he's on the show me first that I can count on you. So that I don't have to look stupid when I say, hey, I'm going to back this guy all the way. And at this point, I believe that Gervonta Davis has burned so many bridges that it's like, bro, we can't count on you, man. Even if you told me, oh, Manny Pacquiao is going to fight Tank Davis, you know what I'm going to say to you, Clay? And you know I love me Manny Pacquiao, man. I'm going to be like, we'll see, dude. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. He might get arrested, right? The weekend of five. I mean, I don't know. Wilson, you better have a backup for Manny,
Yeah.
Well, if he don't turn himself in, he's not going to be able to make it anyway. As soon as he show up, they're going to arrest him. They're going to wait till he get to the ring. As soon as he go, get him.
Nah, they're gonna get him. When the fighter's walking in the building and be like, Gervonta Tank Davis is in the building, the crowd's gonna go. You're gonna see a bunch of ICE agent looking motherfuckers jump out the side and just tase him and take him out of here, right? I mean,
that's diabolical, bro.
I'm just saying,
if we're looking the smallest dude in boxing, bro, that's crazy.
If we're looking for him, we can't find him, man. That might be the best way to get him. But all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, more importantly, and that's a joke, man. I don't want to sit here and make fun of or have fun at this man's expense. He's dealing with some real life issues right now.
Yeah.
Those charges that they're putting on him are very, very serious charges. I'm not going to play with you, man. This ain't no game. So I'm wishing him the best. Hope he figures that out. But as far as boxing is concerned, this is about the WBA and their position with that title. And they need to do what's right for the sport. They need to do what's right for the division. Especially at the 135-pound division, you got fighters who are hanging back, cutting weight in a division that they probably shouldn't even really be in anymore, with the hopes of potentially getting a shot at this title. So you got to think about the whole over the one, right? And the whole entire sport is we need this to move in the right way. So the WBA should apply the proper pressure, take this title off of Gervonta Tank Davis, and like you said, Reyes, even a champion in recess. If you guys are still gambling on that working itself out, fine. Champion in recess. Let's get Floyd Schofield and Lucas Body together in the ring, and let's get a new WBA champion.
Bakador, I mean, some of the, again, we try to tell you guys all this information, but Usmanov, who just beat Maxi Hughes, he's right there, number 3. There's so many different. Albert Bell, give Albert Bell a chance, man. Somebody give Albert Bell a chance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's ranked number 8. Like, what are you guys doing? There's too many good fighters at 135. And speaking of 135, man, did y'all see my guy Boots Ennis doing the mitts for Andy Cruz?
Oh yeah, man. Boots is a universal soldier, man. That's what they don't know about Boots, man. Boots is a gym rat, bro. And if he's not in the gym rat training, he's training somebody else, right? He's just actively inside of that gym. I mean, you're talking about the stories go back to him being like 4 or 5 years old, being in there with Bozy, right? Or Bozy's training other fighters and his brothers and things of that nature. He lives in that gym. So yeah, man, that was refreshing to kind of see that. And iron sharpens iron, right? So Andy Cruz is in there with a good team. But I mean, listen, man, Andy Cruz is fighting next week, and we could talk about it to a certain degree. I'm kind of caught up a little bit on the Bozy Ennis system with Andy Cruz a little bit. Look, shout out to Bozy Ennis, man. Look what he just did with Jack Catterall 2.0. You know what I'm saying? Putting on that performance. But hey, listen, man, everything ain't for everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Is this Andy Cruz's best chance, this system, at him being the best fighter at 135 pounds? I mean, I think it's the best system to deliver excitement to us. We love to see that.
I think we're just gonna find out, right? Like, look, didn't we just, you and I, we just talked about this, Clay, on Sunday about Javier Herrera, right? What did we say? Like, Javier Herrera has every ability to be able to box like Andy Cruz and move around, and he doesn't because he wants to fight, right? And the problem with Andy Cruz, I guess, was he was too much of that Cuban style. So he wanted to bring some of the American out of him, right? Like, let me try to see what happens if I break someone down and try to knock them out, right? And I think that there's no better time to find out than for a world title fight. They say Raymond Muay is the truth. They say at undefeated 24-0, he's with Robert Garcia, that this kid's the truth. Well, you're fighting the gold medalist, so I guess we're going to find out, right? This is kind of like the Gary Russell Lomachenko moment, right? Remember that? I was there. I brought my son to that fight. I remember my son's crazy ass talking about, go get him, Gary. And I was like, I get it, son. I know you like him, but you wait. You need to calm down. And Lomachenko, I need you to bring it down, man. We're sitting in the Ukraine crowd.
I'm not, brother. Hey, brother. Hey, you gonna learn one day. You sit here and you follow Papa. Papa gonna make sure you're good. You know what I mean? I'm gonna show you how to carry it. I just need you to open your ears. We're gonna be okay. Talk about it when we get home, okay?
Right.
But shout out.
Go ahead.
So shout out HLD1 with the $5, man. Says, I blame T-Pain for Tank's issues. I'm in love with a stripper. You know it. Brainwashing psyops music, says Tank Sexuals. Salute to HLD, man. Yeah, man. Tank is man, bro. Just you can't. This is deeper than rap when it comes to the psychology behind a person in general, right? Just so much in front of him, but can't seem to leave that past way of thinking behind him to jump on the opportunities that God has blessed him with a talent. I mean, he's such a talented fighter, but not able to kind of get over whatever that mental block is that has him in situations where he's even, if you want to say, dealing with the women that he's dealing with that maybe are triggering him in a negative way or putting him in these situations. I mean, it's a snowball effect at this point. The past year has been, if it isn't his baby mother, you know what I'm saying? If it isn't his girlfriend, now it's just constantly something going on between him and women. And I wish him the best. I hope he figures that out, man. I really, truly, truly hope he figures that out. But until he does, WBA should take this into consideration and pull that belt up off of him, right?
Bro,
it's off of him, man.
Yeah, it's just sickening, man. And this is the sanctioning body crap that we don't got time for it. All right, we don't have time for it. Things are moving. I'm excited about next week. But man. Now 135 is one of the deeper divisions, and a lot of those guys are going to be moving up to 140, and then the 140s are going to move to 147, and the 130s. The 130s, right? Like they're wondering, is Shockey, what are you doing? Are you staying at there? What's going on? Like, hey man, Shockey Foster versus Javier Herrera. Make that happen at 35 right now. That'd be awesome.
Shockey whips his ass.
Why not?
You better calm down about you didn't even you better calm down. You better
ain't ready for Shockey, but I'm ready to see the fight.
I'm ready to see it too, man.
I'm ready to see a fight, but I think
I'm with you that experience-wise, Shockey's on another level. But I like
boxing level. He's on another level.
I get it. But I like but here's my whole point. I like the idea of 21-year-old, 22-year-old, 23-year-olds taking their chances, man. Because they're not afraid of the loss. They're not afraid of the loss anymore, bro. All right. And Abdullah Mason took himself a chance. I told you guys that Sam Noakes was going to be tough, and tough he was. And if Abdullah Mason messed up just a little bit, we might be talking different, but he didn't that night, right? So and now we get to move forward with that. That's what I want to see, bro. I don't want to see this crap of, Tank Davis, 30 years old. He ain't ever fought nobody. I don't want those champions anymore, dude. I don't want those.
He never unified, or he never really beat a champion at 135. Like
his last best win, Ray, was Jose Pedraza, bro.
You sure? I thought Leo Santa Cruz was his best win.
Bro, Leo Santa Cruz was like 112.
He's a little guy, man.
Hold on. But they don't hold that. They don't hold that.
I think his last great win to me was Mario Barrios. I'm gonna be real with you. That's why I thought it was.
They don't hold it accountable when he beats Leo Santa Cruz for his age, bro. They don't give him that. Leo Santa Cruz was damn near 32 years old and coming up 3 divisions to win a title because he just had experience. They don't give him that. No, but Leo Santa Cruz and Pedraza both did what they had to do. You know what I mean? He damn near got dropped by a freaking one-legged Gamboa. So I mean, geez.
Hey, my bad, man. Whoever called in here,
it's Toledo. Toledo's trying to call in.
Call in right now, man. I missed it. I gotta have my headphones on to hear it, man. My bad, bro. Call in right now.
Our producer just messed up on that one.
Yeah, I gotta have the headphones on. I didn't realize, I got too excited. Shout out to Ill Will 085 says Andy gets better and better every camp, and he's gonna show you something in this fight. Don't forget, he's only got a couple of fights under his belt as a pro, so there's plenty of growth, man. And I agree with you 100%, Ill Will. That is a fact, right? Like, that's the big thing with Andy Cruz going into this fight is that this guy's got, what has he got, like 6 professional fights under his belt? 5, 6?
Yeah, 6-0. He's 6-0, but he's a gold medalist. Remember in the Olympics, he rocked Keyshawn Davis. I think it was like round 2.
Right. I understand, but they always say the pros just are different from the amateurs or the Olympics to a certain degree, and we got to take into consideration that for me, what I think about Andy Cruz is always the fact that he is definitely fighting a different way than he did when he was his best. When we seen him in the Olympics, he don't fight like that no more. He fights a different way. So at the end of the day, it's about what is that going to translate into, and has he had enough fights to properly gel with Bozianis in his system? Has there been enough professional fights in the ring? Because in his last fight he had, who was the guy who he fought last time? It was like a Japanese guy, right? Who was he? Who did you fight last, Andy?
Yeah, I'll look it up while you guys are talking. Andy Cruz fought, because I know he fought in Vegas, and then
he fought Hironori Mishiro, right?
Okay.
And he stopped him, right? And without a doubt,
in New York.
Yeah, without a doubt, that fight, I don't want to say it was a cherry pick, but it was a stylistically favorable fight for him to stop somebody. They wanted him to stop somebody, clearly. You know what I mean? Yep. And he looked good doing it, right? And did he get some confidence in that fight? I don't know. But going into this next fight with Raymond Mortala, I think without a doubt, in comparison to his opponents that he's fought, this is a huge leap from who he's been fighting, right? When you look at his track record right now, I mean, even the closest thing to a competitor to Raymond Mortala would have been potentially Antonio Moran, and he just, he's pretty much a shot fighter, right? Like, this guy is not the same Antonio Moran he was back in the day. Outside of that, I mean, Raymond Mortala is huge, man. This is like a literal jump from, like, it feels like prospect into a champion, right? I thought it was a great comparison against with Abdullah Mason to a certain degree, but Abdullah at least was active, right? He had like 7 fights in like 14 months or like 16 months. Like, it was ridiculous. So at least he had some activity, never got the rounds in, but at least they tried to get him that experience. But with Andy, it seems fast, but those Olympians, it always translates so much better with the Olympians. They always come into the space, the Lomachenkos, even Keyshawn, an Olympian, see how he's became a champion so quick. So he's in the spot. And I think the eye test says that he can handle this. And a lot of people are probably going to favor him in this fight. But I think, listen, man, I think this is going to be maybe a more competitive fight than we think it's going to be. I think Raymond Mortala is super game, man. Super game.
Yeah, no, definitely 50-50. Definitely 50-50.
You think so? I think Andy Cruz has had the edge here.
Mm-hmm.
Raymond Mortala has shown that he slowed down, and I think, like, after the Madueno fight, I think he's just been.
Hold on a second.
Call from
Trees.
Trees, you there?
Yow.
Yo, can y'all hear him?
Yeah.
Yep.
Why didn't the ringer go off? I couldn't really hear the ring. What's good, Trees? What's good, family?
What's good? Y'all got me? Y'all copy?
Yeah, copy, man.
Can you hear us?
What up, Reyes? What up, man, with the hat that I don't know?
Yeah.
Ray
Damn,
Davis.
oh, listen, man.
Ray Davis.
I'm the original gun clapper, bro. What you talking about, bro?
Ray Davis. Why the fuck that sounds familiar, man? Ain't that like running back or something? Ain't you like a running back for the Bills?
Yeah, for the Buffalo Bills, bro. For the Buffalo Bills.
It's a Ray Davis that's from Kentucky who plays for the Bills right now.
Yeah.
He's actually a baller. But by the way, if you're a Bears fan, fuck you. Go Pack, go. But that's neither here nor there.
That's not me,
what
bro.
I want to get on and talk about, man, is I heard y'all talking that Jadier Herrera shit, man. I'm not too high on him, and I heard somebody talking about. Was you talking about him and Oshaki?
Yeah, I was saying it would be fun, right? That what my point.
My hearing, but I don't.
Yeah.
You can't hear us.
Oh yeah, you can't hear him because I don't know how to figure that out yet with this situation. But
give yourself a boo, Clay.
It was Reyes boxing.
Don't do that.
That's what it was.
No. I was just saying. Let him know, Clay.
Fight, though. Oshaki and Jadier, we don't need that. Oshaki will box his fucking ears off. We don't need that.
That's a fact.
What I would like to see though is if Oshaki Foster talking that 130 shit. I see he went back down, right? If I'm not mistaken, he gave up to 135. He backed down. I want to see him and Raymond Ford, man. That's the fight to make.
That is a fight to make, but it does seem like, I don't know. Why does it seem like, I don't know who it is in the conversation, but somebody doesn't want the fight, right? Because it seems easy to make. It doesn't seem like a hard fight to make, but it's not happening. And without a doubt, Raymond Ford is the more vocal of the two in making the fight happen. Oshaki seems to be really dialed in and focused on fighting Shakur. And even Shakur told Oshaki Foster, like, hey, bro, fight my bro. He's down there with you at 130, with you screaming up, and why you barking at the moon, young bull? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Your guy, and for the record, shout out to Jamel Herring, you feel me, who fights this weekend in Bare Knuckle. Bare Knuckle debut. You understand me? Go ahead and tune in to that because you know I will be. But I got to ask you, Claymore, if Jamel Herring can go out here and lose to, they be trying to disrespect my dogs who do this bare knuckle shit. They be trying to say that they little bar fighters and warehouse workers and shit like this. If Jamel Herring go out there and lose, do Shakur Stevenson resume take a hit?
Nah, not for me because this Jamel Herring is a retired, not active. I mean, if he loses, I can give a lot of reasons as to why he would lose in a bare knuckle fight before I would start to take it all the way back to like 4 years ago, or whatever it was, when Shakur Stevenson beat him in a boxing match when Jamel Herring was a champion. I don't think I'd bring it full circle like that for me personally.
Okay. Just double checking for a friend, you feel me? Because motherfuckers always tell me that Shakur was looking for people to fight him. Nobody will fight him and all this other strange shit, But the guys that he did fought, I mean, I don't know how they was looking afterwards and shit, but I guess, So I like that. I don't know, I suppose. Jamel Herring, hopefully he do good, cut a motherfucker up, have him bloody out there. We into the violence, Claymore.
Yeah, that the bare knuckles is violent, man. I haven't caught a full bare knuckles yet, but every now and then when I'm bored, I can go in the zone and I'll catch me a fight or two, you know what I mean? Or I'll fast forward to the main event, you know what I mean, just to catch me a fight. That is that sport right there is a life changer.
Look at Paulie, man. He's still recovering. Dude. And he won the fight. He won.
But
yeah,
I just want to see if Jamel Herring gonna be able to put something together like Austin Trout did, possibly become champion or something of this nature.
Maybe the hands. I mean, even Paulie Malignaggi was able to get himself a win, and he's fragile. You know what I'm saying? He changed up though. He's still wearing shades.
Yeah, right.
He's still wearing shades, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be careful with that one. That paycheck better be worth it. I know that. It is what it is. All right, Treese, man. Let me get back at it, family. I appreciate you calling. If you want, man, I'm gonna put the link out there if you feel like hitting the link too. Man. All right, peace.
Yeah, that's a good talking, bro. Like, yeah, he's right. Listen, that does make I know what you're saying, Clay. Like, listen, two different sports. Jamel Herring retired. He's out the game. He, you know what I mean, and did different things. But the way that we look at boxing today and these fighters moving on or growing into the sport, taking on different personas.
My bad.
Oh,
No, you're good. I was just trying to
Okay.
test this.
Taking on different personas and you get guys like they become champions or things like that. Everybody wants to give them that credit. So I kind of understand his question because Rolly gets credit for being a champion. They give that to our little friend. Then same thing with Barrios. They give that credit to them. But at the same time, they don't give the credit to the people that have failed or have fallen. So I mean, is it a wishy-washy, question that he's asking? Because I think he's legitimate. Like, this guy still is fighting. It's still a fight. He's still a fight. And if he goes out there and gets beat by a guy that, like they say, considered not to be like a professional and a guy that just throwing wild punches, does that make, for his resume to be answered? Some point or another, you got to ask yourself, you're going to give him credit if he went out there and won a championship in another division, right? They'll give him credit for it. So do they not take the credit away from him if he loses in a bar fight, as you said?
Nah, I don't know. What do you think, Reyes? Is that something comparable? Do we?
I mean, I think look, if somebody, did this is kind of funny, but did we all of a sudden think Michael Jordan's not the greatest basketball player in the world when he decided to go play baseball? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a totally different sport,
right?
I think
the Wizards, version of him, was that did that take away from?
Yeah, like I don't even remember. So I don't even remember the Wizards version of him.
Let me change the question. Let me change the question into, if he goes out there and becomes the bare knuckle champion for like 5 years straight without a loss and dominates the bare, does Shakur get credit for that?
No.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Look,
you know what I'm saying? It's a balance, because I'm just saying to the viewer. I'm talking about to the viewership.
Yeah, no, here's what I'll say about Jamel Herring, who I like very much. He's only had in recent times, I'm talking about, he's got the 3 losses, right? Shakur in 2021, he lost to Jermaine Ortiz in 2022, and then in 2024, which wasn't that long ago, he lost a split decision fight with Jackson England, I think was the dude's name. And then, he just kind of was like, all right, I'm out. Is that because of the industry? Is that because he felt like he wasn't getting his respect? Because, I would say, look, Jamel, do this BKFC thing, bro. Just do your best not to get hurt. But maybe come to Zuffa Boxing, bro, because you would be one of the bigger stars that they got. You're only 29 years old, I think, right? No, my bad. He's 40. My bad. But look, they did no, my bad. But they just signed Charles Martin, and Charles Martin like 37. You know what I mean? But no, if Jamel wants to do the Austin Trout thing, good for him, man. Good for him.
I'm not mad. Listen, I'm not mad at the whole situation. Trust me, I'm not. I just kind of understand this question because of the way people think today. You know what I mean? It's not so much of what we gather in this in our questions. It's the public opinion of it. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes today people value that more as fans of this, not fan like true fans of sport, not like hardcore fans. I think some of the casual base will like utilize that to become and use that towards their to their point of, look, see what I told you? He fought nobodies. You know what I mean? They kind of like use that to make a scale. And I think that's not right either way you look at it, because each fight's different. Everybody's style can conflict to somebody else's. You know what I mean? So
I think the casual space is going to be the casual space, and I think we all know that when it comes to this conversation, we're dealing with a somewhat of a fallen state in boxing viewership. The people that are doing it, right? We're kind of in that conversation. So hold on 1 second. We got a call coming in, finally ringing. Hold on.
Call from
Javante.
I don't know what this one's going to be. Javante, what's good with you, family?
Free me, dog. Free me. They want to see me lose. They just want to see me lose.
We working on getting the bail together, man. Just go ahead and turn yourself in so we can find out what the bond is, family.
Yo,
Well, I'm hiding under. I'm down. I'm down. I'm down. Look, I'm down in Texas hiding under KO bed, man.
wow.
Hey, brother, all I can tell you is, turn yourself in, family. You just gonna have to do that, man. Just set it up. Don't let them come find you and pull you up out of there, man. Get them cameras on you, pulling you out of anybody's from anybody's bed.
I'm still wearing my John Morant jersey. They never gonna touch me.
Hey, bro.
Oh man.
Man, I'm out, bro.
No. Crazy. Crazy.
Whoa.
Yo.
Whoa.
Wow.
Hey, man. We got
man.
an exclusive from Javante there.
As you can tell, we need to work on our screening process.
Wow.
Folks come up here, but it is what it is.
That's
It is what it
crazy.
is. Hey, Toledo, you in the building? What's good, Toledo? What's good, family?
What's up, Toledo Trees?
Oh, okay. Do I feel like I sound better on this? I feel like I like
you
this.
No, you was good before.
Yeah, you were good. You were good.
Okay. Well, shit. Hold on, though. Yow. What up, though? Okay, we back. But hey, man, my guy Ray Davis, he get it. He gets the vision. Ray is I heard you stuttering and stammering and shit. You was doing that shit. I ain't know if you. How do you feel, man? What you think, man? Because you
about what?
Sport, about you.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah. No,
Michael,
it's a different sport, man. I said that I much respect to Jamel Herring. I've always been a fan of his. When people forget, man, he put away that was Carl Frampton's last fight. He put away Carl Frampton, right? And he beat Lamont Roach. He did a lot of things in boxing, but if he wants to do the Austin Trout avenue and be in BKFC, I just really hope that it's serious. It's the injuries there are pretty ugly. Like I just wish. I would much rather he do a Charles Martin route and like fight at Zuffa Boxing than for him to do BKFC. But he's a grown man, and if he feels he could dominate these dudes, then that's cool. That's it is what it is.
I'm gonna be real with you.
Ray,
I don't even think Zuffa is good for. I don't think he's good for Zuffa, bro. I'm
no,
sorry.
No. They just signed Charles Martin. Charles Martin, 82 years old, bro.
Charles Martin, and he fighting. Who the fuck is? And he
F.A. Njagba, bro. Number 8 rank. Yeah.
Listen, man. Ray, listen,
you can have
bro.
Jamel Herring fighting Ray
out of his last 4 fights, bro.
Listen. If Jamel Herring right now got paid, I believe it's I think it's $250 or something. But if he got $250,000 to go fight Rayo in a 10-rounder, you don't think Jamel would take it? And that's what I'm trying to say, bro.
No, you're going in a different direction than what I'm talking about, right? What I'm saying is to take a broken, inactive, lost 3 out of the last 4 fights and bring him in Zuffa almost discredits Zuffa to a degree, right? Like you're trying to make a star out of this guy who clearly was not able to make it as a professional. At least with Rayo, he was a champion who just lost against
Jamel Herring was a champion, though. That's this point.
No, what are you talking about?
Years ago, bro.
Okay, time out.
But he's active. He's still throwing punches. He's still throwing.
Clay. All right, now hold on, Trees. Let me get this one. All right, first of all, Clay, you can't do that. Like Clay, you can't do that to Jamel Herring because when you say, well, he lost 3 of the last 4. I know, bro. It was Shakur Stevenson, who's on the pound-for-pound list. That was 2021. Jermaine Ortiz, who's fighting still on the 31st. That was in 2022. And then the last fight, which was a split decision against Jackson, England in 2024. And that's with Jamel Herring being old. But when he wasn't old, he beat Lamont Roach. He beat Ito, right? He beat Frampton. Like, come on, man.
He is old.
Of course.
So we putting him in a ring just to be a stepping stone for all these young fighters coming up that Zuffa wants to support.
Look,
man,
that's
what you have to ask your question, because I think there's 2 sides to this, right? We're going to need some people in there to be gatekeepers or journeymen to kind of promote these young fighters coming up. We're going to need that because that's just Madison Square Garden boxing, right? Remember MSG boxing on Friday night? That's what they did. They bought some of the older guys that we didn't know, get some of these young prospects, and they kind of meshed them together and got them in these fights. And then they got picked from the Storm to go to USA with Top Rank, and then go over to Golden Boy, and they went to all these different channels at that point, right? ESPN. But I think at the end of the day, we got to remember who this guy is. Like, he's done with the sport. If he really wanted to do that, I think that would have been an option. I think he probably would have took it. I'll be honest with you. But I don't think that's where people want to remember, because that goes back to the question that Trice asked earlier. If we put him in the ring with somebody who's Zuffa boxing, and let's just say it's a guy that's 5-0 that we don't know of, and he gets his breaks beat off him, do we give Shakur the credit, that he did when he beat him? Because that's going to be the question that the fans are going to ask. This is going to,
I firmly believe that if Austin Trout had made his debut and got beaten on, I feel like motherfuckers would have circled back to Canelo. Oh, this is one of Canelo's best wins. They tell me that Jamel Herring is one of Shakur's best wins. That's all I'm saying. And then considering the fact that Shakur is fighting literally the end of this month, you feel me? It's correlation there. We can look and see about. That's all I'm saying.
It raises questions. It raises questions.
No, I mean, I don't take away the win from Shakur against Jamel Herring at all, right? You fight people when you fight them, and I give a lot of at that time, Jamel Herring was on I don't want to say he was undefeated, obviously, but he was on a huge winning streak up to that point when Shakur had beaten him. So I don't take it away, man. That'd be like me taking away. That'd be like me saying when Floyd won his first world title against Genaro Hernandez, it doesn't count. You know what I mean? Like that made Floyd better. That made Floyd better. Just like Shakur beating Jamel Herring at that time made Shakur better. I'm not taking it away, man. I'm not doing that because then I'm gonna be this dude that when an older person wins, what are we supposed to say, right? Like George Foreman beat Michael Moore. He was 45. Bernard Hopkins beat the shit out of people. He was 49. You know what I'm saying? So,
Angelo, I think that credit goes the opposite direction too. I'm not telling you, and I don't think Trice is saying that it matters if he wins or loses in opinions of certain people. It's the public perception of the people that like to use the opponent scale, the resume to per se to their favorite fighters or this person and that person, how they use that to say, oh, this guy couldn't beat this. This guy, what has he done? That guy after he beat him, what has he done? These questions come up because people like to knock down the opponent. I just mentioned earlier, it doesn't matter because fighters have moments where they pose challenges to each other. We understand that. We all understand that. We know that when you get in the ring, it could be somebody that look terrible one day and they get in the ring with you and they look like they're the best fighter in the world. And they're like, yo, where'd this guy come from, right? We just seen Ryo put hands and brakes on Pitbull Cruz and then he gets in the ring and looks like slob shit against freaking Antoine Russell. So, you know what I mean? I understand. You know what I mean? So each fighter has a kryptonite per se, or a guy that's on their level. It just happens that way. Bless you. We have to understand, bless you again. We have to understand that what he's saying is, how does it look if he goes to Zuffa boxing? How does it look if he loses to, like I said, a guy that's coming on his he's 2-0. He just came off the small circuit fight bouts. He got signed. He's making $15,000. He beats a guy that's making $250,000, and he crushes him. You know what I mean? How does that look? And then they start asking questions. Did Shakur break him? That's pretty much what you should be asking, right? Did he get broken by Shakur? Or, that doesn't hold well on Shakur's resume. People do that, and that's just the way boxing is. It's kind of weird.
People do it, but
it's weird.
Where I'm at is at what point does my interest lie in the conversation, right? Because it's seasons for everybody. There's a season when a fighter's just in his bag doing his thing, and then he goes away. And I mean, Roy Jones Jr. towards the end of his career was just taking L's, bro. You know what I mean? By people we didn't even really know like that. Does that speak to anything about the things he accomplished? Does that do anything for any of the opponents that he fought against? Did it do something to James Toney's resume? Did James Toney's resume become weird now because he got beat by this dude that was really a hype job because now he's losing? I mean, people who have the discernment and ability to see things for what they are won't be dealing with this. But I can never get into the psychology of a fan who's waiting in the bushes for somebody to fall down, to wait for them to fall down, to jump out the bushes and be like, hey, I don't know what you think. I don't know what you got going on in your life. You know what I'm saying? That got you in that type of bag of thought. But I don't know if it's a point of contention as far as the conversation is concerned, because I think at the end of the day, Shakur Stevenson has shown and proven that he's an exceptional fighter. He's the number 135 pounder in the world. He's favored to win against the WBO lineal champion in Teofimo Lopez. And a lot of people favor him to win against Gervonta Tank Davis. And at a minimum, feel like this is Gervonta Tank Davis's biggest test that's available for Gervonta Tank Davis. So I can't look at a Jamel Herring doing anything right now and bring that full circle back to questioning something Shakur Stevenson is. I just couldn't do it with a straight face. You know what I mean?
Right. I understand. And I'm not Ray Davis, the running back for the Bills, by the way. He stole my name.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. He's pretty good, though. He's pretty good.
But Treese, what do you think about this Tank Davis situation, man? Any thoughts at all behind what's going on here with this at this point? I mean, how do you feel about this?
Man, when it comes to legalities and things of this nature, man, I don't know. I feel like he should have been. How long? Well, when was his last fight?
March
25. See, so
yeah,
it's
when he got that beating from Lamont Roach, bro.
Well, listen. Since it ain't even been a year yet, so I can't even be hooping and hollering on this bitch and begging for him to be like champion in recess or beg for him to be stripped because it ain't been a full year yet. You know what I'm saying? And I done seen guys who we call number 1 pound for pound, best on the planet, take a year and some change for one fight. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like I got to give Gang some grace. And I do need to see him get in the mix, though. I need to hear something. Like, I don't know. Maybe I need to hear anything. If he gets detained and he gets sentenced and shit like that, then maybe they'd consider stripping him or doing whatever the fuck they do.
Good
hey,
Lord,
man,
bro.
I mean, it is amazing.
I gotta be honest with you, right? I hear what you're saying, right? I mean, we're about a month and a half away from him being a year since he's been in the ring. And it's not about the time he's been outside of the ring, right? That's not what it is for me. Believe it or not, that's not what it is. What it is what do you aspire for him to do in boxing, right? As far as the future of boxing is concerned, what do we aspire of a man who's shown no interest in fighting, told the whole boxing space he's going to retire at the end of 2025, had a fight pulled up from under him because he got charges, and now facing charges that would get him in the realm of 30 years in prison. I'm saying if we bring all that together and we put that in the pot and we stir it up, we can't get at least a champion in recess.
Can Albert Bell? Well, that's what I was saying earlier, Trees. Can Albert Bell get a shot at an interim title at least? You know what I'm saying?
Hold on.
It's the WBA. They known to give out interims and regulars and golds and all type of other shit. But it's like I don't know. They act like they got their hands behind their back when it comes to this division.
So Trace, I have a question.
It's Treese, by the way.
I'm sorry, Treese. I'm sorry. Treese, I want to ask a question. So here's where I pose. He had a fight lined up. He pushed for a rematch and tried to make a Loma fight after his situations, right? So him not making any activity and then just to announce a Jake Paul fight outside of boxing, pretty much, and it's not a shot at him for Jake Paul, and none of the least, but just to say like you weren't doing anything in the ring, right? You've been out for that period of time. You promised us a fight, that you didn't take that fight. Now we're waiting for all these unification, all these things to happen. The WBA is really pushing for you, and you go take this fight with Jake Paul outside of boxing. That right there, when you got all these people, you had a mandatory and all these things in place in the house, but you choose a star, exhibition fight, something that's unrealistic, right? Fighting a 200-pound guy. And the WBA right there should have put him in recess and say, look, man, until you come out here and you show us that you want to fight in this ring, I think we need to put that on hold. We're not going to take the title from you. We'll keep you in the lines of it. You can go back and fight for it, or whatever it may be. But I think we need to put that on hold. You don't agree with that?
But Ray Davis, that's my thing, though. We got to remember. Let me ask you this question. What sanctioning body was it that ranked Jake Paul in the top 15 of the heavyweight division?
WBA.
Exactly. So who do you think was okay with Tank Davis going up there to fuck with Jake Paul? They had. I'm pretty sure they had something to do with this as well. I'm sure we would have seen
but Treese,
some type of commemorative belt or some shit like this.
Treese, I hear you, right? We're talking about money now, and I get that. I get how the sanctioning bodies always want to position themselves in a way to get some money. My thing is, how is this producing money for you? How how are you monetizing this? How is the WBA as a sanctioning body not only monetizing this situation right now, but how do you see a future in monetizing this situation?
Right.
Can't bring.
And
even for your own interest, it's like it's hurting you.
And Treese. Oh, go ahead, Ray.
I was just going to say, in all honesty, you know, I mean, let's take the fans of us being boxing fans. Fans of the fighter for 1 second. Let's be a boxing fan. If you're holding up the division, especially with this situation that's going on now, I think it's time to let somebody else take the reins while you're dealing with your situation, because we don't know if we're going to see you, or you know, maybe we will, maybe we won't. We don't know the whole process of this. But we have to be respectful to what's going on. I want to be respectful to him, so I'd rather put him in recess and say, look, yeah, we'll still recognize you for what you are, but I think we need to move forward because we don't know what's going to happen here. Point example, Netflix and Jake Paul, they moved forward because they didn't know where this was going. They didn't want to have this circus surrounding the boxing space, especially that fight, and taking money away from their and characteristics from their businesses, right? Because you have MVP and you have Netflix. Those are two big companies right now in the game. Why would we hurt ourselves by affiliating ourselves with things of this nature when we could just move forward? And if it revisited and everything's okay, then we'll bring it back. But right now, we're going to keep it over there. And respectfully, we're not hurting you. We'll keep you there in case something goes right. But if it's going wrong, we want to make sure we clean our hands.
And doesn't that build back up to a bigger fight? You fighting a champion at that point, coming back, kind of forces Tank to be involved in a big fight next. If he comes back to 135, he fights Floyd Schofield, he fights Lucas Body. It just sets up his next fight or in an organic way. And if he chooses to go up to 140 pounds, shoot, let him leverage his recess title to get in the ring with a Gary Antoine Russell or something of that nature, right? To make something happen if that's what he chooses to do, or you know, he can fight Isak or whatever it is he plans on doing. But I don't know about holding up a whole division on the back, especially with this publicity. This is horrible publicity right now for your business, for your sanctioning body right now. With this guy floating, warrants are being issued. U.S. Marshals are looking for him. Before you know it, he's going to be in court. There's going to be mug shots floating around the space. And what are they going to be saying? Well, the 135-pound WBA champion Gervonta Tank Davis in the news today for this, that, the other, and you know, obviously a horrible charge, affiliating it with any type of domestic violence, or you know, this video footage might start floating. There's so many ways this can go bad. And like I said earlier, I don't know how you monetize this in a positive way. Let me just shout out to the super chat. Sam from Jersey in the building, man. I appreciate you for the $10. Says, salute to the channel, salute to the chat. ATP, we love the boxing talk. You guys are the best. And I appreciate you, family. Thank you. Before anybody else gets it in, let me bring in HLD as well, who's been sitting in the background patiently. Shout out to HLD with the poise and the patience.
Finally,
you would have came in already, been like, "Hey, man, fuck all that."
Tiafimo,
already spread
Don't mess with HLD, man. That's my dude. Don't mess with him, man. Don't mess with him. No, but I was just gonna make my point in that all we're doing really, Treese, is we brought this up and we really didn't want to make it about Gervonta Davis and his effery that he's doing. We wanted to make it about keeping boxing and, more importantly, the WBA accountable, because we shitted on the WBC a lot when the whole Terrence Crawford thing happened. And on this scenario, there's actual precedent, recent precedent in why is it that you guys are so hung up on Tank Davis and you're not allowing interims and regulars and whatnots, right? So I'll give you a very recent example, Treese. In 2025, in February, the WBA champion, there was one champion, WBA. It was Seiya Tsutsumi. He fights a fight of the year draw against Daigo Higa, who was his mandatory, right? He got injured. So with a cut in the face, and they were like, well, since you're injured, we're going to go ahead and make you the recess or whatever champion. We're going to move you to the side and we're going to allow people. Dude, that was in February. And then like a few months later, they let Nonito Donaire fight for an interim WBA. And then just recently, Tsutsumi comes back, beats Nonito Donaire in December. Why haven't I heard Albert Bell get a shot at an interim? You know what I mean? Or like Lucas Body or
money, man.
Schofield.
The examples are different because of money, and that's
It is money.
we have to acknowledge that. We can't look over that because they're not going to look over that. So we have to understand through the psychology of a sanctioning body who's focused on a percentage of a purse. When you talking about a Gervonta Tank Davis or Canelo Alvarez, or even going into the Jamal Charlos, or these fighters who are when they fight, the purses are north of $2, $3, $4 million. These sanctioning bodies are going to look at them a little differently than somebody who they're not getting the same amount of money for. HLD was good, family.
Good. I mean, you're right on it. It is all about the money. I mean, it's not, you guys, it's a business first, guys. It's not driven by competition and fairness of that. The WBA is going to hold on, Tank as a champion until he gets sentenced. And it's just going to be just like that. Because one fight of Tank Davis is going to bring them all the sanctioning fees that 10 other championship fights are going to bring. And so they might not get that in 5-10 years and shit, what Tank Davis is going to bring in one night. So it is going to be a business, So I think we're just going to have, we're going to have to just wait it out, and that's what's going to happen. I mean, Tank is in a serious pile of shit with all his piece of shit actions that he's done. And he's got no one else to blame but his dumbass self. I have no sympathy. I have no pity. I mean, just along with what he did, hit and run, jump a pregnant woman, leave her there behind. You could hear her in the video, like, I need help. Man, fuck that dude. I really don't care, bro. I really don't care. I hope they set him up with Diddy and let Diddy play with him, bro. As simple as that. I got no sympathy for him. He's got other issues, because the only thing is that he's got a 26-month probation from DC. So they extended that because he violated that back in 23, and the judge, being as lenient as she could be, she extended that probation and guess what? That probation would have been over in March. He got caught up in this, and arrest in itself. I just don't see that woman. He's cooked. He's going to have to serve the 20. I mean, if they're going to drop the book on him the way it is, for any of us, at least regular guys, they're going to make us have to pay the 26 full months that's of sentencing that he has. That's only over in DC, whatever, and plus whatever happens over here in Florida. So, I think they're just going to wait it out. Once he gets, a sentence of something, he'll get stripped.
I want to add to what you're saying, HLD, right? Because I didn't even want to get that deep into his situation, right? That deep into it, but we've gone there, and that's okay. Taking all of that into consideration, what you just said, right? As a sanctioning body, as somebody in a sanctioning body who's assessing this and saying, okay, what's the likeliness of this guy being active inside of, let's say, the next 9 months? What's the likeliness of that happening with everything that you just said floating over this? Like I said, I'm not trying to throw out the baby with the bathwater. Why can't we get a champion in recess? Because there's an argument there to say, just strip him because he can't defend the title. But I'm saying at a minimum, with what you just said right there, my heart bled for him, bro. My heart literally was like, it just got dark on this panel. It just got real dark, like, damn. It, like, the reality starts to settle in as we talk about it, about how crazy this is, that this man is on probation, that he's violated already. He was supposed to be off the probation by March. Oh, diabolical. They have video tape corroborating what the victim has said. We're talking about kidnap charges. And then on top of that, we're talking about this on the back of a fighter who's expressed so much animosity towards boxing, has told the space that he's going to retire. And the best and the closest thing we have, HLD, and to the people in the chat, to him getting into a fight is him potentially doing a catch weight fight outside of the 135-pound division with Manny Pacquiao, or maybe even chasing a fight at 140 with Isak Pitbull Cruz. The man, what evidence do we have? Any evidence at all that we can point to that says we expect Gervonta Tank Davis to fight at 135?
And here's the last nail in the coffin with the Florida situation. Because I hear a lot of the retards out there talking about, that she said this and now she said that. This has nothing to do with the victim. The prosecutor does not need the victim for this. They have the corroborating evidence with the video. With that alone, in Florida, They don't need a victim to come forward. Oh, here you are on video. You did this. Show that to a jury. Case closed. And that's what Florida's doing. They're coming at him, and so it has nothing to do with
history. He has a history that's going to be there in the court. So the reality is his lawyer, if his lawyer is a good lawyer, which I'm assuming he's going to have a great lawyer, he's going to tell him the truth. And he's going to tell him, listen, bro, well, if he's a sleazebag, he'll convince him that we can win this in trial and try to drain his bank account, right? Just to get him 30 years and get the money anyway.
It's going to be a copper plea, man.
Right, but in reality, he's probably in the best position for him is to take a plea, man, because there's just too much on the line. 30 years is way too much. If we can get a plea deal, 5 to 7 years, you know what I'm saying, and we can drop some of the bigger charges out, and he can cop a plea to, you know, violating probation and domestic violence, maybe he can go away. But if he lets those kidnap charges and that holding you hostage charges go through, they're destroying him.
Yo, and then you got to understand that means they would have the prosecutors. You know how dirty they're gonna play. They're gonna bring 3 videos.
Yep.
They're gonna bring the hit and run video, the gym video when he pulled that baby mama, and that case was not. I don't think I spoke to the reporter on that case in Florida. Mm-hmm. There was another woman that was involved in that where he punched her in the ear and she was deaf in one ear.
I heard about
Nobody talks about that. So I mean, they bring all that stuff in there. They're gonna throw the book at him. And I think the WBA is just gonna wait till the last possible moment that they know that we're not gonna. He's gonna have a Mike Tyson moment. He might be in there for 3 years or worse, right? And then come out and then have to do what Mike Tyson did, right? So I unfortunately we're gonna see some type of historical thing happen again, and hopefully that's the best of his scenario. That he's able to only be there for maybe 2 or something like that. But, the WBA is,
Bottom line is that, not to like cut it off, but just to bring it full circle, because I really don't want to turn this into a Tank Davis trial.
I know, man. It could have been a title called Tank Davis.
Listen.
It's a segment.
It's a segment. It's part of the what's going on in the boxing space, unfortunately. And you just can't talk lightly about it. The easy thing to say is the WBA. And I love it, right? What Reyes just said, like, damn, right? But that's what you make it when you let this dude be a champion. When you allow him to take this belt, this is what you get. You can't talk about this belt and this situation without talking about the other part of it. It's going to try to do it, but you're going to look like a hypocrite. You're going to talk about this, but you're not going to talk to the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is it's not looking good. That's what the elephant in the room is. It'd be different if it was like, he's probably going to beat this man. It sounds like some light charges. Sounds like something he should be able to. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like this shit is going to stick. It feels like it's going to stick hard, bro. So as far as the WBA is concerned, as far as a Floyd Schofield Jr. is concerned, as far as a Lucas Body is concerned,
Albert Bell, bro.
Stevenson is concerned, as far
Albert Bell
is concerned, how does this affect their trajectory?
Schofield, who's an interim champion, right? Isn't Schofield the interim champion?
No, he's not HLD. He's not.
He won a title eliminator.
But the reason why this is different is because he is an active champion. Look, we just spoke about somebody who's about to do. I'm not gonna mention him because he's my boy. But he's about to do bare knuckle boxing. We're just talking about him. Guess what? He had nowhere near as that, but he had issues, home issues. But guess what? Nobody really gave a fuck about because he was not active. He's not a boxer no more. So that's why it's different than this case with Tank, who is an active champion. So that's why there is something to be spoken about what's going to be going on. It's not like you guys are trying to make a whole thing about him. It's the reality, and so that we can't dance around it. It is what it is. And so we'll see what the WBA is going to do, but I think they're going to wait until they got maybe a confirmation of an arrest, a real arrest with charges and stuff like that, and then we'll see maybe a champion in recess, which is what's going to happen. Because that's what they're going to do. Look, the WBA is not even recognized no more by BoxRec. They're a joke of a sanctioning body.
Yeah, there's that.
This does not help the case, right? Like this is why they don't respect you guys. If you guys don't put your foot down on this one,
right?
Let's move the needle a little bit. You know what I mean? Because as much as the way I see this is the way I see it. I think we talked about it and put it in the right perspective. I think if anybody's watching this, it's going to be hard for you to, not take those raw facts that we just talked about, make your own mind up of how you guys feel about it and what you think about it. But it doesn't get any realer than this. As far as charges are concerned, as far as U.S. Marshals looking for you is concerned, as far as the likeliness, if you are really just a boxing fan who just interested in the activity inside of the ring, you can't feel very optimistic about the future of activity for Gervonta Tank Davis right now, right? Things can change. There's a season for everything. But right now, how confident can you say you are if you're covering Gervonta Tank Davis right now? Just think about it. You're not covering him because of what he's doing in the ring. You're covering him because of what he's not doing in the ring. And that right there, as a boxing content creator, has to be counterproductive in some kind of way to the mission statement of what I would think would be, I'm here to talk about boxing.
The one positive thing you can say is that, well, a little bit odd too, but he just dropped that one video. I guess everybody was circulating. He looks like he's on weight, bro. He didn't look like he doesn't. He looks like he's on weight.
That little basketball video looked like he was.
That's a positive. He's on weight. Hey, Ray, he's on weight, man. He's on weight.
He got a fight coming up. He looked like
but you know what was crazy though? The one thing one thing that I saw that was crazy, that just the day before this came out, which was the day before yesterday, why did Eddie Hearn post a picture of him and Tank Davis shaking hands? The night before. What was that about?
I don't know, man.
What was that cryptic message about?
That was about future plans that just got
derailed. Yeah, and so I'm just saying, he looked on weight, and so I look at that, I'm like, he's on weight, and Eddie Hearn posted that picture the night before of yesterday's Warren thing. So I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
And that was supposed
Eddie's thinking the same thing, bro.
Right at 140, believe it or not. I don't know. You guys knew that.
But Eddie's thinking the same thing, right? Eddie's saying, what the hell is going on? We just shook hands. What the fuck is going on here? Is this a conspiracy against me? I finally got this guy to acknowledge me and give me an opportunity to coordinate a fight for him, and he does this the next day? Dude, with you blokey Americans. You people are unhinged. Unhinged Americans.
While you bullshit, that might be where he hide. While y'all bullshit, that might be where he hiding out at. Claymore, he might be in the UK somewhere in somebody's cellar, hiding out, chilling.
You might want to do a wellness check on the rest of his fighters. Like, hey, Raymond.
They didn't take his passport.
I know you guys ain't the type, but
yo, man,
okay.
they didn't need the US law enforcement didn't need no passport or anything to pick up Maduro, no matter where the fuck he was at. So they'll pick him up. Don't worry, they'll pick him up.
He need to turn himself in, because if they grab him, you saw they did a whole
conference. The seriousness with that, he's right now is for a fact. He's talking with his lawyer. The lawyer's talking with the prosecutor, and they're going to set it up so he can then come in. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah,
that's what's happening right now.
It should be.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be spazzing out doing some, living la vida loca down. We're not gonna see an LJ Simpson in a white truck running.
We're not gonna see the white truck going down the highway.
Yeah, we're not gonna see that.
Doing 35 miles an hour down the highway. Tank is on the phone with his lawyer, driving down the highway.
In other news,
I won't let him get me alive. Come on, man, pull over, man.
In other news, bro. Is that why he bought Calvin that Mercedes? No. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. All right. No more jokes. Let's
moving forward. We got.
It was a white Mercedes. It was a white Mercedes, right?
I know we gotta. Hey, Clay. I know we gotta talk about the Golden Boy thing, but just real quick. So, Daily Mail from the UK just said the projected date for Alexander Usyk versus Deontay Wilder is supposed to be July 11th in San Francisco. Hey.
Who's showing it? Who showed it?
I'm gonna lose my mind if it is Netflix, bro. I'm gonna lose my mind.
Did Golden Boy sign Usyk, or what's going on?
No, man. Jake Paul signed him.
Oh, Jake Paul?
No. Let me stop. That's a dirty rumor. I was just making a joke. I have no idea who's.
Well, Steve Kim said that it's gonna be with a West Coast promoter. Who the hell is that? There's only
Bill
one
Haney.
West. No, man, they don't got money not even for their own fight. We talking about it's a fact.
DMG?
I think I don't. Who else is on the West Coast? That's gonna be Golden Boy. I don't.
No, it could be
Not nothing
DMG.
to
It
do
could be
with it.
Bash Boxing. Like it could be any of those.
I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be Netflix.
Hey, Angelo, do me a favor. Just walk across the bridge and find out for us.
That's how I knew. That's how I knew.
Yeah.
I heard.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Wait, hold on. Let's get some order in here because I do want to get into this next conversation. Shout out to everybody in the building, of course. If you haven't hit the like button, please do that right now. Just right now, look at yourself and I didn't. It's all good. I can do it now. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Of course, we gotta speak on Oscar. You brought up Oscar. You said, is Oscar going to sign Deontay or Alexander Usyk? Is he the one coordinating this? I mean, that's speculation. But let's talk about what Oscar's in the news for right now, as Oscar is once again, and I want to say that because he's consistent with this, once again dealing with turmoil inside of his company and inside of the structure of Golden Boy Promotions. He went through this with Canelo. He went through this with Ryan Garcia, and he's going through this right now. It looks like potentially with Vergil Ortiz and his team, or at least at a minimum with his manager and Rick Meridian, this over the coordinating of Jerron Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz. I thought this was laid to bed 2 days ago when Oscar De La Hoya went out there and said that he was moving on. He didn't get the phone call from Eddie Hearn, and options. And I thought he was going to go ahead and execute on one of those options. We didn't know who it was going to be. And I think we were all sitting in our seat with anticipation to figure out what this next option was going to be. But Oscar puts out a text message replying to Rick Meridian, who reached out via social media to the powers that be on the side of Jerron Boots Ennis, saying that this is not us. We want this fight. The negotiations isn't over. We want to make this happen. We had a great show on here on Tuesday where we were demanding that Team Vergil Ortiz speak to the space and be rebellious, be like a Errol Spence, be like a David Benavidez, and say, no, I'm going to put my foot down. This is my career. I want this fight next, or I don't want nothing at all. I think we got the closest thing we could get to it. And what the manager said, and Oscar De La Hoya replied, basically saying, what did Oscar say? Let me read what Oscar said, man. Let me read what Oscar said. You know what I'm saying? Oscar said, what'd you say, Oscar? Oscar said, as our lawyers have made clear, you don't negotiate for Vergil's fights. I do. Whoa. Hold on now. A little territorial, Oscar. He says, and he directs this at promoter 559, which is Rick Meridian's handle, says, while you run your mouth, disrespectful. He says, I'm the one actually fighting for Vergil to be the A side and get the maximum, capitalize those words, possible for this fight. I'm negotiating with Eddie Hearn in the zone to make this fight happen, and we'll continue to fight for Vergil in those negotiations. You need to get out of the way. And he puts in here, stop trying to be a hero and stay in your lane. Let me do my job and get the most money for Vergil Ortiz. That's Oscar De La Hoya on his Instagram. This is what he's posting on his Instagram, his last posting to be exact.
Right.
What do we think about this right now at this point?
I feel like maybe Oscar is holding some shit up, because why the fuck are you pushing for him to be the A side when everybody knows that he's not? Stop doing that. You're holding shit up. That's the See, that's that shit. That's you're bullshitting. You openly telling us that you bullshitting. Because do anybody here on this panel think that Vergil is the A side over Boots?
It's a strong case you could make, but no.
No, we talked about this on Tuesday, Treese, and I made a strong case as to why Vergil needs to shut the fuck up. He's nowhere near the A side.
Yeah, I think you'd be extremely over the top with that. I think it is almost like a 50-50.
Yeah,
and the options of bigger fights are in line more for Vergil Ortiz than they are.
Exactly.
They are more in line.
Hold on, HLD. Yeah, what bigger fights? Because here, let me lay it out for you so that you can counter. My point was that Boots Ennis right now is already going to be set up to fight the winner of Bakram Kelly. He's the WBA interim champion, which makes him the mandatory for the winner of Xander Zayas versus Abbas Baru. What fights are we talking about for Vergil Ortiz? What exactly? What fights is he? The only thing he's mandatory for is Sebastian Fundora. That's it.
He could get the winner of Sebastian Fundora and Thurman. He could get a Spence fight. We don't know if yes, he can. Whether you like it or not, in Texas is going to sell out.
It's a bigger fight.
It's a bigger fight, but HLD,
that's what he's saying.
Right? HLD, you're sitting here representing Jerron Boots Ennis' interests, right? You're at the table negotiating with Oscar De La Hoya, and he tries to throw in your face that, hey, man, we can do Errol Spence at Dallas Cowboy Stadium. You telling me not going to look at Oscar and be like, boy, if you don't get the fuck up out of here with that.
And you know what the other bigger fight? You know what the other bigger fight that's even bigger than Ortiz and Boots would be Xander Zayas as the unified champion versus Virgil Ortiz.
And I agree
that's a bigger fight than Boots.
No, HLD. I agree with you, except for one thing. Nowhere in the rankings, unless Xander wants to like relinquish his titles or something, does it say that he will have a mandatory shot at Xander. On the other hand,
this is
the mandatory, bro.
Interim champions are not. No. Get the rules right. Interim champions does not make you automatic mandatory. Just like number one position in any of the 4 sanctioning bodies does not make you the mandatory.
Order that fight. Didn't the WBA make?
Yes, they did.
The mandatory. I'm pretty sure. I feel like that's literally what the WBA
said. That's the reason why they even gave him the interim, bro. Is the winner of Abbas Baru versus Xander Boots is the mandatory. That's why they even let him do it.
Right. That is true.
It's just like Playo. I mean, I don't know, right? But I would say this. This is where my argument is. It's at a minimum for me 50-50 because there are arguments on both sides of this conversation that give these guys, you know, Virgil's a more active 154-pounder, fought the best fights at one. He fought Boachuk. He fought Madrimov. He fought Erickson Lubin. He's an active guy. He's a tried, true, and proven 154-pounder. Jerron Boots Ennis could argue, hey, but I'm a champion, bro. He's done nothing with his career. He's just fought people, and we can make arguments about each one of the fights. We can say Serhii Boachuk really won the fight. We can say Madrimov had an upper respiratory infection. We can say Erickson Lubin hung out too long in the division. But can we say that he's ever been a champion? Can we say he's been a lineal unified champion? Can we say those things? No. So in the spirit of understanding this fight is the biggest fight either one of these guys can make for their careers, it's 50-50. Make the fight the priority. Don't let the money get in the way. American boxing needs a fight. It's probably the most demanded, asked for fight outside of potentially a Gervonta Tank Davidson, Shakur Stevenson fight. Why allow this to turn into a fight that might not happen because you want to make an argument at this point about your fighter being the A side over another fighter?
Yep. And I think Boots and Eddie Hearn, this is where I feel. This is what I was trying to say the other day. I think they've learned their lesson, especially going into this negotiation with Brian Norman Jr., letting that fight get away for unification early on because of the money, because of the situations where they could have just been like, look, you know what? Let's just get it moving. This should have been a lesson learned. When that offer came, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's get this on. Let me get over here. Let me whip your ass or whatever you feel and let it happen. But, now they're still in the negotiations. They're still in this. Bro, we all know this fight is going to happen. It's just going to happen on terms and situations that we don't, understand or need to know. Because this is a promoter's battle. This is the people up at a ladder situation where we're not even in the room with them. And as far as the manager situation and all that, you know what? I'm glad he did what he did because now they put fire in Oscar's feet, right? It told him, look, bro, if you're gonna keep sitting here telling him that we're not making this fight, we're gonna just go ahead and make it without you. And guess what? We'll go fight on Black Prime. We don't give a shit. We don't need Golden Boy. I'm just talking. I'm just saying generally, right? So Oscar got the message, and when Oscar got that message, what did he say? Hold on. Whoa. Now you're trying to jump into the ring with the hyenas and think you can box, right? That's what he's saying, right? That's what we're getting at. No, you sit your ass over there and let the promoters promote, and sit over there and shut up. So now Oscar is forced to be in there, just like Ryan Garcia's situation. When Ryan went over there and made the deal with Al Heyman, Oscar was forced to get involved because Oscar never wanted to make that fight, and now we're seeing the same thing happen. Now Oscar's forced to get involved. So you got to give credit to Rich Meridian.
Is that Rick Meridian is never supposed to be involved in any of that?
Well, that's I was going to segue into this part as well because I'm interested in what is Rick Meridian's actual position because I thought if anybody, would have access and the right to speak on
Virgil's behalf,
the
right?
things about Virgil Ortiz would be his manager. So, I mean, do you think Rick? I mean, listen, if Rick is speaking on this and he's speaking boldly, right? Like I can pull up his text, what he put out there, but basically, he tried to take control of the negotiations and basically said this ain't over because I haven't been involved in it. So is Rick aware of his position and the limitations of his position? Is Virgil aware of the limitations of his manager and his position? And how does this change the whole entire landscape of this whole Ali Act and the idea that the transparency and the fighter's right to be made aware of everything on the table? Because clearly it looks like a lot of Virgil Ortiz's direct team has been in the dark about what's been happening when it comes to this negotiation.
Yeah. So what's confusing to everyone, if we just put it on plain, simple, casual fan terminology, right, is a manager's job. And this was the Muhammad Ali Act, by the way. The Muhammad Ali Act was all about how a manager and a promoter cannot collude with each other to make it worse for the fighter. That was the whole point, right? So the manager's job is supposed to negotiate the best deal that he can on behalf of the fighter towards the promoter who is promoting said fight. Okay, that's the way it's supposed to work. So Oscar's job is to negotiate a venue, setting, all of that budget with Eddie Hearn. Okay, so that is true, that it is Oscar's job to negotiate that with Eddie since they're doing a co-promotional deal. All Rick Meridian's job should be is negotiating with Oscar. Hey, man, this is the money that I want for my client, right? The problem in this scenario is, there's too many fucking chefs in the kitchen, man. It's like, okay, I get it. Eddie, like if this was a purse bid because there were belts involved, this would be the simplest shit in the world. Hey, a purse bid happened. This dude won. The split is 50-50. Do you want to take it? Yes or no? Like, that would be so simple. But because Eddie's like, hey, man, we want to make this fight. The zone wants to make the fight. So the first question you have to always ask yourself, like, if you're trying to really understand the business of this, which, by the way, Clay, is annoying as fuck, man. If you're a casual fan, you don't want to deal with any of this shit. Like, I don't care how much money an NIL quarterback is getting. I care if he's going to get him to the national championship or not. Like, I don't care. So with that said, the zone is the money, because somebody's got to put up the money to pay for the venue and the fighters and everything else, right? Plus, there needs to be some kind of viewership, because look at what happened with Dalton Smith versus Subriel Matias. I don't know how much Dalton Smith and Subriel Matias got because it did go to purse bid. So whatever that split is, I can promise you it was shit for Dalton Smith. I promise you it was garbage.
75-25.
Yeah. So 25% of no one watching, HLD, that was crap. But it doesn't matter because he's the champ now. And now he has an awesome promoter that's making him be the hero of the UK. He's about to be damn near as popular as Conor Benn at this point, right? In this scenario, we know who Boots Ennis is. He already has a market space. In fact, his market space is so good that he sold out venues himself. He has the zone backing him. They love him, right? The problem on this side, when we're talking about Oscar, is Oscar made a deal with the zone. The zone is tired of Oscar giving him all this fuckery, basically about not giving them the fight that they want. And as a company, the zone, they get to go, you know what, bro? We're just tired of this. We're done. Right? I mean, either make this fight because we already told you what the money is. That's the money. That's the money. We're not doing more than the money. Now, here's where Rick Meridian steps in. He's like, hey, man, Virgil was getting better offers for lesser fights than this one. I don't know what to tell you, Rick. Like, your job is to manage the best deal you can manage for Virgil. But if the promoter you got to work with has a certain budget, unless Oscar's willing to take it out of his safe and go, and you know what? I'm going to make it much sweeter for you, and I'm going to take out this money, and I'm going to hand you that on the side, bro, to make up for the difference of the shitty-ass offer that the zone is giving us, right? If that's the way it's being said, now you start to understand, which, again, I bring up to everyone who's a casual, this is annoying as fuck. We don't care, okay? It makes it seem like Virgil is scared, which I don't think Virgil is scared. I think what's happening is everybody's trying to leverage everyone into, well, I should make more money. I should make more money. This is stupid, dude. This is the dumbest.
It's not stupid. It's not stupid because they have on the table solidified 2 offers by Turkey that were paying more for
yes,
boots
and you're right,
and so if I'm Oscar, I know that. I know somebody's willing to pay this much for this fight. So Eddie, if you want this fight, Eddie, you got to pay up, Eddie. And that's where it's at. And that's what if I was Oscar, I'd be on that. I'd be on that.
Right. Okay. Now
why would
I
I
agree
take
with
less,
you.
Eddie?
Hey, HLD, I totally agree with you, right? But now I'm going to give you a Raider analogy, bro. We just heard that Dante Moore is no longer going to the NFL. He's going back to Oregon. So the price for our number 1 pick, yesterday's price, is not the same as today's price. And that's what Turkey's doing. Turkey was like, the price in 2025, when I offered you MFers for this fight to happen, was this. But now that I have all these other options and I have all these other budgetary things I'm concerned with, the price in 2026 is not the same as it is in 2025. And if you force my hand, I am Turkey Al Sheikh, and you're forcing my hand, I'm out. Good luck. Now
100%. But now, Reyes, is there an argument there to say from Oscar and Virgil's side of the argument to say that you fucked my money up?
Yep.
We had an opportunity to get money, and now my fighter has to take way less money than he had an opportunity to get, not because of something he did, not because of his unavailability or his unwillingness, but because of you. So off the strength of that, I deserve a lion's share of this purse. And if you want the fight that you could have had twice already, then you should take a blow for it and take the lower side of this offer off the strength of that.
And that's where the promo, like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, Virgil, you and your manager, you guys are the ones that are signed into Oscar. Now, I can tell you right now, way back in the day, and people probably don't remember this, but Manny Pacquiao was signed to Top Rank, took some money from Golden Boy, then it went to court. And I don't know if you guys remember, Top Rank and Golden Boy had to be in court talking about, well, this is what's right, this is what's wrong, and eventually Manny Pacquiao ended up coming out just fine out of it. It had to go to court, though. So if Virgil wants to go to court and do it this way, go ahead and take the money from Eddie against Oscar De La Hoya. Do your thing, and then it ends up going to court. Then good for you. But I agree with you, Clay. The onus is on his promoter to make an offer. Right? He messed that up because honestly, he messed up his relationship with Turkey, bro. Turkey came to Vegas. He was already talking up Virgil Ortiz. He wanted to have Virgil Ortiz fight Jerron Boots Ennis, and it was being talked up, right? Yeah, and then he gives him Latino night. Hey, I'm gonna do for you what I just did for Japan. I'm gonna give you Latino night. It's gonna be great. The relationship was supposed to be awesome, right? And now it's not. So I'm sorry, bro, that you're tied into a promoter that in fact, I'll go as far as to say this. I bet if Virgil Ortiz was just directly working with Eddie, Turkey probably would pay for this because he likes Eddie. So he probably would.
No, that's a legitimate argument. That's a legitimate argument. There was questions obviously going into the Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson situation, how Turkey was going to react to it. And I think HLD highlighted something real legitimate, the fact that obviously there was paperwork and agreements that were made prior to all of the nonsense that made Turkey just finally come full circle and be like, yeah, all right, I'll honor that, but fuck you. Well, I'll honor it. You know what I'm saying? But Oscar doesn't even have that. But I don't know, man. I'm about to wrap it up and just to say that, listen, man, I see arguments on both sides of this. I really do. It's 50-50 for me. I think the American boxing space needs this fight now. Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, they're doing their job. They're putting together a great fight that this space can grow from. Virgil Ortiz and Jerron Boots Ennis are in a position to do something not a lot of other fighters are in a position to do. They can make a fight right now that the fan base wants more than anything in the world. You guys did a great job last year with that face-off in the ring. Man, it set it off. That was a moment of 2025. I wish and I hope and pray that Oscar De La Hoya can read the room well enough to see the opportunity that's really in front of him and the benefits for American boxing on the other side of this, not to allow this to slide away over 10%. 50-50, 5% goes to the winner. That ends up really being 55-45. The winner of this fight will be the A side if you guys set this up the right way. And the real winner from this fight will be us, the fans and American boxing, if you guys put this together. So let's see what you guys do.
Yeah, but I still think, I guess who's still moving some pieces behind the scenes?
Turkey?
Turkey.
Yeah.
Turkey's saying this fight is not gonna happen unless I make it happen. Okay, so you guys do all that bullshit right now, because this fight is gonna be my fight later on. Okay, not right now, but later on.
You think he's letting the house because we gotta go, man. I gotta get ready to go. But it's interesting that when you talk about Turkey in the background and how he's kind of like, you know,
he's laughing. He's
laughing, and I'm looking at the Hamza Shiraz and the Diego Pacheco situation in a very similar way, right? Like Turkey's like, nah, do it without me. You feel me? Oh, you guys are so bad, do it without me. I'm in here messing up boxing. You don't need my money. I'm not doing nothing. Oh, the promoters. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I was messing with the Ali Act, whatever. I brought Dana in. I'm the worst thing that ever happened to boxing. Well, let's let the children play and let's see what the boxing space gets out of this. This is an opportunity again for Oscar De La Hoya to back all that talk up. You make it sound like boxing is so much better without all these entities involved in it. Well, do better, because if this fight doesn't happen because of some manipulation, and now you've got Rick Meridian, who represents the interests of Virgil. So I would say what Rick Meridian is speaking to me, represents closer to what Virgil wants.
Right.
That's what I think. And I think what Oscar's talking about is what's more beneficial to Golden Boy. So now you have the fighter and the fighter's manager exposing you as somebody who's legitimately in the way of this fight happening. Like, people want to know why this fight isn't happening. They are legitimately looking at Oscar De La Hoya and I'm like, you're the reason this ain't happening. It ain't Virgil. It ain't Rick. It ain't Eddie. It ain't Jerron. This is all on your shoulders. This is your play, man. Do what you do.
I said that Tuesday. Literally said all this Tuesday.
Right. But it needed.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm not looking for credit.
They needed to do what they did
in
order for this, and that's why we were putting the pressure on them to move that way.
Exactly.
Because if you didn't, it would be blurred. It wouldn't be. We'd be coming at Virgil today. You know what I'm saying about this? So.
Well, maybe we'll get a clap back Thursday from your boy Oscar today.
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be a clap back Thursday. It's probably going to be against Virgil's manager, bro. There's going to be a whole clap back Thursday about Virgil's manager is what it'll be.
Yeah. All right, guys, it's about that time. You know how we do it, man. I appreciate the panel, man. Appreciate everybody in the building, man. Good times. Saturday, I'm trying to do a show. I might do a show tomorrow as well. I got some things I also want to talk about. I don't know, but definitely Saturday we're gonna do a show. I'm really getting ready for this Andy Cruz Raymond Moritalo card, man. I'm super excited about it. I'm hoping everybody is healthy. I've heard bad news about the Raul Curiel and Alex.
Yeah, Alex Rocha. He blew the weight. He blew the weight. So yeah.
Hey, real quick, I it's off topic, but I'm spotting a picture out there floating on Twitter. Derek James with Norman Jr.
Oh, I like that. Okay, cool. That's cool.
Oh, you think he's an extra offense, huh? Okay.
I like it.
I don't know, but that's and it tagged Adrian Clark on that tweet. So I don't know. I don't know how legit, but I do see a picture of him with Derek James.
That's a very believable situation. Adrian Clark doesn't Adrian Clark represent? Yeah, he represents Brian Norman Jr.
You're right. That's why I was saying. I saw that he was tagged to it. So I keep it in the rumorville, but it is a picture of Derek James and Norman Jr. in the gym. So
wow. I'm excited. I think that's a good look for him. I wanted to talk about that too today as well, man. I wanted to talk about the Brian Norman because Brian Norman Sr. is crashing out yesterday on Mill City. He's legitimately he's crashing out, bro. And you know, this is the dangers of social media and just the understanding. You know, I really wish. And I got his phone number. I could call him, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to get involved in this at all because I don't want to.
It's just drama, bro. Yeah. It's just drama.
It is drama.
We gave our take on what it is on Tuesday about, like this. Good for you, Brian Norman Jr. Good for you.
He needs his senior, but that Clay, if you got his number, this is off. This has nothing to do with podcasting or anything. Maybe he needs that one-on-one. You know what I mean? Because because he needs a one-on-one.
You can't beat social media, man.
No.
You can't come up on here and you can't win this argument with the boxing space or with content creators or with fans. This is not gonna look good. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point or another with this whole Mill City situation, it just looks like you're looking like you're kind of throwing your son under the bus a little bit. And I know that's not what your intentions are and what you're trying to do, but hey, bro, you communicated you ain't gonna be in the corner. So what does that say? You have an issue with it. You communicated, you gave him instructions that he didn't take. What does that say? He's not listening. None of this is
positive. And there's no me blame for myself. He's not blaming anything on himself. The good thing is I heard he's over there on Johnny's spot over there. Norman Jr. did an interview with him, and he me and Pops were good. We're gonna hang out.
Right, that's how you carry it. I'm supporting my son.
We're gonna No. Norman Jr. said that about his dad. He said, "No,
that's what I'm saying. The way Junior is doing it is the way Senior should be doing it.
We're hanging out,
hey, man. That's in-house stuff. Yeah. We talked about it. We decided this is the best way to approach it. I want my son to get the best, and I'm supportive. Be supportive. Don't be so me because it's not helping.
You're not gonna beat the internet trolls, bro. He just doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it.
More now that they know you're triggered. Now that they know they can get you going, they're going to be trying to kill you in the chat. Matter of fact, when you do interviews, you shouldn't even be looking at the chat. You should just be looking into the camera, talking to the guy interviewing you. Get away from the chat.
Absolutely, man.
It's toxic, bro. They will get you off your square.
Senior's a good dude. He's a good father, but I think he crashed out ugly in that interview with Mills. When he brought in his daughter. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, bro?" As a father, you a father, I'm like, no, Senior, man, you giving in too much to all these motherfuckers on the chat, bro. You just he needs a dose of reality with that, and maybe he needs he needs somebody to tell him something. I know I would, and it's just a man talk. It has nothing to do with bashing him. It has nothing to do with anything. You're just giving him constructive criticism and give him some real man. Yo, this is what you can't. You're crashing out. You're crashing out on this fake shit that's social media, bro. So anyway,
at the end of the day, we want what's best for Brian Norman Jr. Because he is such a young talent. But again, if we're just talking about in the boxing space, right? Brian Norman Jr. is one of our young, up and talented former champions. We want to see him continue and moving forward. And and I know him and his dad are close, so let's just keep that all like in house and everybody be cool, man. Everybody be cool.
Relax, cool. Man. Relax, man. All right, man. It is what it is, man. It's about that time. I appreciate you, HLD. Thank you, man. Shout out to
HLD.
To Treese, who also came in and made it an interesting conversation. It was a lot more deeper on the tank side than I thought it was going to go. I thought we'd be able to control a little bit better, man. But WBA, do the right thing. Oscar De La Hoya, make the big fights happen. Hey, man, the Normans, don't worry about social media, man. Do your thing, man. I like the idea of Derrick James. And until the next one, you know what it is. At this point, we out.
I would make it this far, they hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball, I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic gotta say, I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life, I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back, you ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot, wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no